Hello, my name is Morgan, and if you are desperately looking for inspiration and cleaning motivation, you're in the right place. You are in the right place.
It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
Hello, kings, queens, and legends. Today, we are doing a big declutter and organization and cleaning a lot of stuff video. We did one of these, like a big one, November 24, I want to say. So almost 2 years ago. And it is still the most watched video on our channel ever. So we're gonna do it today. Over the next few days, I've got a couple things I want to tackle. I actually made a list. First, this one won't take long, but I want to do the silverware drawer. I also really want to go through my kiddos' toys. This is kind of like a two-parter. I said toys in the living room, which are pictured here. He has tool workshop bench, and he has kitchen. And I think what I want, I'm so tired of cleaning all these tiny things up that don't go with either of those things. I think I'm gonna clean everything except things that would go in a tool bench, things that would go in a kitchen. And everything else is gonna go with the other toys, which is actually part 2, if we get to it. Felix actually supposedly did a decluttering of the toys, okay? I think that he wasn't discerning enough. We have so many toys, and I'm so grateful. It's a great problem to have, but there's so many other kids in Salem who could use these toys that we don't have time to play with all of them. And then I wanna set up the toy rotation again. We tried to set it up before. I think it's too much. I think we just do maybe 2 bins, because right now we have like 5, and so I never do it. I just never do it. Then our room is a disaster. It's a disaster. I know we cleaned it out together in, I think, April. And every time we clean our room, we get like snotty comments from like the same 2 people, I think, about how gross it is. Okay, sorry. You don't have to watch the video. I feel like it's relatable as parents to have like your room be an incredibly messy place. The rest of our house actually gets cleaned a couple times a week. I do like a closing shift most nights, but our room, never part of that. Never ever part of that. And yeah, it could use some loving, because it's all we're doing in there is sneaking in there to work or to sleep. And otherwise the door is shut and nobody's in there. It's basically just like a giant messy closet right now. So we're gonna tackle a bunch of different things in there, including closet clean out. I know you guys love a closet clean out. I do have a bad habit of cleaning something out of my closet and being like, I never wear this, and then wishing that I had it like 6 months later. I used to be like, that's not me. And I think it didn't used to be me, but it is me now. It is. So now I have a new system for closet clean out, which is putting things in a box that will get set aside for about 6 months, and then I'll go through it again. And if I don't want it after that, it'll get taken to the Sunny's house plus size clothing swap. I might sell a couple of things on like Depop or Vinted, one of those sites. I don't know. I never have, just because I keep saying I'm going to, and it's like one more thing I'd have to do. Like, I'd have to take pictures of it, I'd have to list it, I'd have to then drive to the P.O. box. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, but it's also like I drive to the P.O. box anyway to check our P.O. box. So, would it be that difficult? I don't know. Let me know. Speaking of P.O. box, we had some things there. Let's open them. I have these 2. There were actually 3 there. One of them is a huge box that I already opened because I knew it was in it, but our friend and sweet pea, Lindsay, sent me all 8 Dungeon Crawler Carl books. I recently finished book 8. If you've been on the fence about trying it, because like a lot of like annoying boys in your life are like, OMG, this is so good. Okay, I'm sorry that they also like it, but it is really good. It's really good. I am very nervous about the series that they announced that they're gonna make. I'm nervous about a lot of it, but regardless if that ends up horrible, I have really enjoyed these books. They have meant so much to me these past few months. I am reading Pray by Michael Crichton. I'll probably finish it while we're cleaning together. And then I am rereading all 8 books immediately. So thank you so much to Lindsay. And then we have these 2. There's no note, but this is, I'm a gluten sniffing service dog. I can't wait to show this to Felix. So in a recent video of ours, I was like, I think that there's gluten sniffing like service dogs. And Felix was like, I don't know if that's real. And then there was a lot of comments of people being like, no, it is real. Like, it is a thing. They're just really expensive. And now we have a book to teach me and Felix and also our kiddo about one type of service dogs. We haven't seen a ton of service dogs, actually, now that I think about it, in real life. Or maybe I have like my bar is different, because working at Disney World for so long, you see them all the time. Obviously, there's all different kinds of service dogs, and all different kinds of people go to the parks. So we saw many service dogs every day. Anyway, yeah, so we saw them a lot. So maybe my bar is different, but I feel like we never see any in Salem. So great, exciting that we have a way to teach our kiddo about that. Then, this is from Dr. Rachel. Amazing, by the way. Oh, that's so sweet. A bunch of crafting supplies that I picked up at a flea market. Amazing. This is so sweet. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm so excited. Okay, first we have some postcards. Incredible, amazing, 10 out of 10. You can never have too many. Oh, hot iron transfers. Oh, these are so cute. Oh, okay, wait, I'll save the fabric for last. Yes, so we have some little scarves, many different color options. They're right, this book is cuckoo bananas. Oh, they all fell out. Fabric haul. So first, if you didn't already know, I actually had this fabric and I used it for a project, and so I'm so excited to have more of it. I think I'm gonna make pants for our kiddo with this. Then 101 Dalmatian fabric that's like stretchy. It feels almost like scuba-y. Like it's too thin to be scuba-y, but it is like, it feels like substantial. Does that make sense? So cute. Very Epcot, very 80s. I love this. I love when I can tell something is like scraps. Like you weren't whether you, the person who sent this, or like wherever you got it, was like, and I used it for what I needed it for, so that's it, folks. I love this. This will also be really fun. Baby pants. Yeah, great mail day. Lots of motivation. We're taking it in. We're ready. We're so excited. We are capable of doing things that we've been putting off for a long time. And let's do some deep breathing. All right, I'm ready. I can do this! All right, team, we're just gonna start with some easy motivation by cleaning out this silverware drawer. It's been driving me insane for some time. I cleaned out her sister, actually, a few weeks ago, and it's been so nice. So let's just get a little win in before we start any big projects. That was all in there. Unbelievable. All right, I'm gonna wipe this down. I have a tiny vacuum, but it is not charged, so I'm just gonna wipe it and call that good. Okay, these are all things that need to go somewhere else, which is fine. They all have places they could be, so that is great. That's great. And look at this. Nice, look at that. I don't know where literally all of our forks are. We're gonna have to thrift some more forks because there's not any in the dishwasher. So I guess we have one fork now. I don't know. All right, as I said, he's got tool set, he's got kitchen. I'm expanding what I said earlier by one, which is he has this like drum set that he got from school because they like get one like gift for the holidays, which is really cute. I am gonna keep musical instruments. So he'll have kitchen, tool set, musical instruments. And anything that doesn't fall in one of those categories, I'm putting it in this bin, and when we go through the toys later, that's when we'll put those into other categories. But all we're doing right now is this. I'm watching, I should be listening to my audiobook, and I will later, it's really good. I also do this thing, if you didn't know, especially when I'm cleaning, I really like to watch these like deep dives into influencers I've never heard of who are like in hot water for something. Right now I'm watching this one by Dan Kishabo. I don't agree with like all of his opinions all the time, but it's always interesting enough. And I feel like watching something like that like compels me to like clean my house, you know what I mean? So if I'm also trying to get started on something, that's like my personal cleaning, I don't know, like go-go juice, is starting with something like this. And then usually after I watch one, then I'll switch to my audiobook. However, it's already 8 o'clock, so I gotta start helping with bedtime in a little bit. So hopefully in 30 minutes I can do this. And then while Felix is actually putting the toddler to bed, I can do my regular closing shift, vacuuming and stuff of this area before we meet back up tomorrow, me and you. All right, I'm gonna play my crazy show and we're gonna clean this together. Do you guys think Bloody Wrench from Papa's work Halloween costume or something from like 3 years ago? Should I just keep it here with tools, do you think? Our kiddo loves this, by the way. He loves it. He's never actually used it as a weapon or anything. He just thinks it's a big wrench. So until something like that happens, I do let him play with it. Good morning. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new...
And I'm feeling good.
I have an hour-ish of free time, work time, we're just gonna like focus on this small area. I think something that I have been guilty of in the past when like doing a big clean is getting overwhelmed by everything. And so, you know, you just gotta take it a little bit at a time. This is my like closet area. It has seen better days. It has seen worse days, to be fair. So today we're just gonna clean this up. Honestly, all of this is just like needs to go in a dirty basket. There's a couple of things that actually are clean and I like laid them out because I was like, I need to hang these up. Those are just gonna get moved on the bed. And then we're gonna do closet clean out. It's time. Over here, just off screen, I have a dirty hamper. I have a basket, like a big box. I'm gonna put stuff that I don't want to reevaluate again in like 6 months. And then whatever I don't want, I can take to the plus size clothing swap. With the exception of there's like maybe 2 things I might sell just because they were like expensive to begin with. But I don't know, like I've also gotten nice things at the swap. So it's like, I feel like good karma to take nice things there. You know what I mean? So I have put on a tight little outfit so I could try stuff on on top of it. That is my goal and my plan and my dream. I have my homemade coffee. I also have a hint water. I normally have a coaster right here, but I moved it because I had my son's name on it. So now there's no coaster, but just know that normally there is a coaster. Something else I think I'm gonna change. This is the hamper that used to be in my son's room. But the problem is that he wants to push it over and climb onto it and over it and stuff. And I'm worried that he'll like break it and then the plastic will like scrape his leg, you know? He would like survive, but yeah, I don't want him to get hurt. So I think I'm gonna use this as my hamper and I'm gonna give him my favorite hamper. I got this from IKEA it was $22 at the time. And I love it so much. Every single time I do laundry, I'm like, God, I love this laundry basket. I like how sturdy it is. I feel like I look so cute holding it. But I'm thinking he's less likely to break this one. And it would be really nice to have a hamper in his room. I think I'm gonna try this out. And if he surprises me with making this also dangerous, then I'll just go back to not having one in his room. So now I basically have 2 hampers to put dirty clothes in. As far as the declutter, anything that's like dirty, I've just worn it, right? So I want it. I want to keep it. I'm not worried about making sure every single thing that I own is clean before I do a clean out. With Felix, we might want to do that because some things have been like pushed because of the way that the closet's set up. I think some things are like hidden. I am trying to convince them to do a closet declutter by themselves, like a separate on their own video. We'll see. Then the other thing that I don't know if you can see here on the floor, there are pieces of a different closet that I was gonna use to replace this one, but there's an issue. And it's a 2-part issue. Number one, what I like about this closet that I bought when we first moved in, so like 4 years ago, is I like that it has these shelves on the side. That's where I put my sweatshirts. I like that I can like fold them. And I like that it has this shelf on top. This one that Felix got at a garage sale. The reason I thought about switching to it is because it's taller. So like right now with any of my dresses, I have to like fold them to hang them on a hanger. And I like that it's metal. This one, I don't know if you can tell, it's like bowing because you're not supposed to have this many clothes on it. I do fold most of my clothes. I like folding clothes because I, for the most part, remember what I own. So I don't need them like out. But Felix is the kind of neurodivergent where they really like to be able to see all of their clothes. So Felix mostly hangs their clothes. And the only things in their dresser are like underwear and PJs. Anyway, I am on the hunt. I'm on the lookout for something that both has shelves for sweatshirts because I really like this system. As you can tell, I've been wearing them. That's why it's kind of bare right now. But it's taller, but also it needs to be like sturdy. Like I think you can kind of tell this one's sturdy. Our room, if you didn't know, our bedroom isn't supposed to be a bedroom. It's supposed to be like like a home theater. But we live in a multi-generational house and the floor that we live on was supposed to basically just be for parties because the guy who built the house was like some rich dude. So our kitchen isn't supposed to be a kitchen. It's supposed to just be for alcohol. Our 1 bedroom, I think, is supposed to be like an office. So anyway, you know, I love it. It works perfect for us, but we don't have closets. I'm debating reaching out to like a closet company in Salem. I have a friend in Alabama who works for a closet company. And she was like, you should just see if they'll build some for you for like an ad. Because I think it could be a really good long form. The problem is that actually I can deal with this. What I want is someone to build a closet for all of our art supplies, which we'll get to probably later in the video. That would be like so immensely helpful. And then the shelves that we are using for art supplies right now, we could put in the garage to hold a number of things. But I digress. So I'm gonna spend like 5 minutes to get all the dirty stuff off the floor. I'm gonna move this. Oh, I forgot to tell you the second problem with this closet on the floor. It's missing pieces. So it actually can't be built. It has been built before since it's been in our possession. So I think the missing pieces are somewhere in our garage, but they're not here. So that's what matters. All right, quick little moment away from you. Get us some walking area and then start on the fashion show.
5 minutes later.
Now we have some space to work with. Here, let me bring you up a little bit, I think. I'm gonna start with actual closet, I think. Mostly because it's small, and like I said the other day, I feel like having a small task completed sometimes kind of gets you going to do the bigger task. So let's do this side first. Down here, these are actually all messed up clothes that we were going to mend. Oh, I should have like a mending box because I know there's at least a couple shirts in here that in my closet that I want to keep, but I need to hem. So let's see what's wrong with these. Oh, wait, these aren't messed up. These are ones we were going to give to our friend to screen print on, which we could still do, I guess. But let's put them here. This is a denim jacket, which I have been wanting. It wouldn't button, though. Here's the thing. I have a denim jacket, but it's a different wash. I feel like this is different. I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to keep it for now. And then if I don't wear it, that'll be something that I need to know. Yeah. Would I wear this? Literally on my thrift list right now is long sleeves for layering for fall. I think I'm going to keep it. We're off to a good start where I'm keeping stuff that wasn't even mine. Okay, sweaters. We have licensed remote control operator. That's a keep. I wear that one quite a lot. This penguin one, I almost never wear because I don't like how tight it is on my hips. But I don't know if I like it enough to alter it. So let's put it in the box to be determined if I actually want to keep it later. Is it the best system? No, but I do think it's the one that works best for me. Pleasing sweatshirt. I do want to keep, I really want to dye it. So let's start our mending pile. Because it has a stain that I haven't been able to get out. But I also like it's a white sweater, which I kind of have beef with because I get stuff on my things. I wish Robert Pattinson was here. A classic, incredible sweatshirt. Obviously I'm keeping. And this little Lego I use for Facebook Marketplace. When people are buying stuff from me, I put this Lego down in front of our house and I'm like, put the money in here. I know a lot of people are like, put the money under the mat, but we don't have a mat all the way down in front of like our part of the house because it's hard to explain. It doesn't matter. Our house is shaped kind of strange, but I don't want to describe it too much to you. So this is what I do when people are buying stuff from me is I'm like, there's a yellow Lego box, put the money in there. And then it doesn't blow away in the wind. So I am keeping it. Maybe I'll put it, I mean, I think it's fine on the bottom shelf. Like I do know where it is. Then this top shelf, I don't know if you can see it. Let me move these things. This top shelf is just decor. So this is Maple. She's from this company that I follow and I love everything that they make, but it's all stuff I don't need, including Maple, to be honest. She's like a warmie. So you like warm her up in the microwave and she's like hot and you snuggle with her. As a naturally very hot person, I've only used her once for really bad cramps. And then I think I used her a couple times when I was pregnant and having like round ligament pain. So I will never get rid of her just because she's so cute. I love to look at her. But just know that if you're like, maybe I want one, know whether you would actually like use it because I do think it was like $45. She was a pre-order also, but I love her. My biggest challenge to myself in my late 20s, early 30s was like I had a spending problem. It is like so much better now. And it's because I've really worked hard. I think similar to having really good confidence is just lying. It's just very fake it till you make it. So in order to work on my confidence, like 10 years ago, I was like, I'm gonna start looking in the mirror and being like, God, I'm so hot. Oh my God, I am like so good looking. It's crazy. And people were like, that's how you do it. And I was like, this is never gonna work. And it does work. So similarly with my spending problem, what I do and what I feel like I now really know about myself is what I actually want most of the time when I'm spending money on something I don't really need is like the permission to do it. I don't really need to buy it. So a good example is actually just the other day. Felix and I are like, you know, financially not great in the same way that everyone in the country is. Not like, don't be worried about us. But you know, like we can't really afford to like go on a little shopping spree or anything like that, as again I think most of us are right now. And I was like, I kind of want more made by mom sewing labels, like I really want some. And Felix was like, I don't know if we have like fun unnecessary sewing label money. And I was like, well, it's almost my birthday, like, you know. And Felix was like, no, okay, yeah, you can do it. And then like as soon as they were like, no, yeah, I think you're right, I was like, you know what, I don't really need them. Like I have a bunch of labels. I don't always have to put made by mom in my kiddos' clothes. And if I came into a lot of made by mom labels, I can put them on anytime. I really can. So I was like, no, I think I just wanted like the ability to spend $30 on sewing labels and I don't actually need them. What I'd like to do in the future is spend $30 on like a bunch of different fun coffees or, you know, anyway, another subsect of that is in the last like, I would say 4 years, like living in this house specifically, I really appreciate the things that I own. Very Marie Kondo, like, does this spark joy? There's many things that we'll go over, I guess, probably in this decluttering that spark so much joy that I'm like just appreciating them as they're in front of me. Maple is a great example of that. I have her, like, when I wake up, I can see her. And I just think she's so cute. I love everything about her. And if you don't know, I'm not even really, like, a stuffed animal person. I never really have been. I've always had, like, a few that I really liked, but I was never like, oh my god, I need this about stuffed animals as a kid. I was like a Barbie kid. So she's especially special because I do not have that many stuffed animals. But yeah, she sits right here. I see her when I wake up. I love seeing her when I wake up. And yeah, I also have this little Miss Piggy mug that has fake lavender in it. I think Felix got me this mug when we lived in Orlando, like on Depop. And then he also put fake lavender in it because I was like, I don't want to put a real plant in it. Because what if one day, like, you know, our kiddo's drinking from open cups sometimes. What if he was like, I want this to be a real cup. I don't want to like put dirt in it because it's plastic, you know, for like years and years. So this is just like very loosely hot glued and I could easily take it out. Although he has not yet expressed that he wants to drink out of it. This does not belong over here. It needs to go somewhere else, so I'm moving it. I put it in a box that is gonna be, this needs to go somewhere else. Then let's do the top of this one as well. This is like a very sentimental item in memoriam of Felix's uncle who recently passed away. He was religious, we are not. So I don't know where we're gonna put this because I do want it to be up. Like I really cared about him. I understand that he cared about the cross. It's like about him. It's not about, you know, religion. But due to our job, there's like not anywhere in our house we could put it where people wouldn't see it. And I know that when I watch content creators who have like Bibles or crosses in their background as like a queer person, I am a little afraid. I am. And that's the religious trauma of it all. So anyway, I don't know where to put it, but I, you know, have it here on my dresser right now. I don't know, so maybe I'll hang it on this wall because I don't film in this corner that much. But we'll see. If you have any ideas, let me know. This is my jewelry. I don't have much. I am entering my necklace era, mostly just at estate sales and stuff. I don't have like the budget right now to like buy necklaces. But if I did, I would buy them. I have a couple places. The number one that comes to mind is Risa Bobisa. I have quite a few things from her. If you are fat and you want like rings or necklaces, or she also has like just like art planners, t-shirts, things like that. This is not an ad, but I love her. Everything she makes. These are shirts that didn't fit into the drawer before, so let's just put them in the drawer now, and I will go through them in a minute. I said I was starting with this and I haven't. Let me get some coffee. All right. Oh, up here. These are my really nice headphones. I love them. I have not used them in at least a year and a half because they are over the ear, which is my favorite kind. But when you have a toddler, basically anytime I'm doing something where I need headphones on, I actually need one ear free in case Felix needs help, or if the toddler's like napping, I need to be able to hear him. So I need one ear out. So rarely do I get to use these, but I do love them. I shouldn't say I haven't used them in a year. I haven't consistently used them in a year and a half. There's like random. Next week I'm having a sew-a-thon with myself though, so I think I'm gonna use them then. This is a toy for my toddler that I have not shown him. These are really, really cool handmade sweaters that I would also never get rid of. Cardigans, I guess I should say. They are so cute. I'll put on the screen where they're from if I can remember. They're both from Etsy, which I know Etsy right now is like a AI hellscape. So anytime you're ever thinking of looking for things on Etsy, similar to how I use Amazon actually, I use it essentially as a search engine and then I go find the company and their website if possible. I will say most of the Etsy ones, they almost always have their own website. That's how I found Sarah Hart's actually, and a couple other people I've gotten sewing labels from. I am gonna put them down here because these cardigans, I don't know if I'm shaped, not wrong, but strangely, but they're for fashion. I wouldn't say they're doing a lot of heavy lifting for keeping me warm or staying on my shoulders very well. So I'm putting them on the bottom because if I want them, I will go look for them. This is actually vintage. I don't wear it often. I feel like it's a butchier look to have button up. When I wear it though, I'm glad I have it. Especially like I'll wear this all the way buttoned up with a sweater vest on top, especially like around Christmas, like Christmas sweater vest. So I will be keeping it. 2 Spirit jerseys from our Disney cruises I wouldn't ever get rid of either. Nice white scuba knit almost shirt, blouse. I feel like I have like few blouses and also few t-shirts. I have so many things that are between those things. Anyway, I love this, especially with my lane pants. Love. Okay, this sweater I never wear. Couple reasons. I wish I could tie it up, but because I have a belly, like I can't ever like tie it up to be short and cropped. And I don't want to crop it because I like the option of having it long. And so I have not worn it in probably 2 years. So I will be putting it in the box. It's, I think, originally from Target, actually. Possibly bought new from Target, also possibly thrifted. Our Goodwill here in town gets all of Target's like leftovers. In Alabama, it was a place called Dirt Cheap that got all of Target's like unsold stuff. Now there's a place called Ollie's in Mobile that does that. Anyway, but here in Salem, Goodwill literally gets stuff. So if you ever see me wearing something from Target, especially in the last like 5 years, I will usually say like, oh, it's from Target, but it's probably from Goodwill. Actually vintage lamb's wool sweater. It's so cool that I don't want to get rid of it, but I don't reach for it that often because like I feel like wool is itchy. I know that's like a lukewarm take. I feel like a lot of people feel that way. It's so nice. It's such good quality that I'm not gonna get rid of it. Long sleeve, collared, universal standard shirt. I actually do wear this a lot when it's cold out. Lucy and Yak. There's been some Lucy and Yak drama, by the way. I'll link a video below of someone who is explaining it very well that Shelly watches. But basically, if you've bought anything from Lucy and Yak in the last like 2 years, the quality is completely different from like 4 years ago. This is from 4 years ago. Again, this is kind of funny that a lot of this stuff is going to be cold weather stuff. I do wear this when it's cold out. I don't know if you've noticed my clothes are in rainbow order, and then I have jackets at the end. If you're new here from the last time I did a closet clean out, all I know about this sweater, a sweet pea brought it to the plus size clothing swap named, I believe, Lore. I will never get rid of this. I will never get rid of it. I hope I'm buried in it because I love it so much. I don't know if you can see how like heavy it is. I love the bell that jingles, but it is wool also. So I feel like it's so itchy. So I literally only wear this when it's so cold out that I'm also wearing a turtleneck underneath. I feel like wool is the only like sensory hell for me. So maybe I should get rid of this white one. I won't. Sorry, I won't. I love it too much. Maybe one day someone will come to my house and be like, I wish I had a nice white wool sweater. That button down in the front. Cardigan, I guess. People out here, by the way, are really particular about calling different things the right name. Someone who grew up somewhere hot, they're all sweaters. Casually in normal conversation, I am only saying sweater, and I might say jacket. Maybe. I really don't, in normal conversation with a friend, I'm not saying sweatshirt. I'm not saying, what do other people say? Coat. I'm not saying puffer. They're all the same. They're all sweater. Oops, all sweater. Kind of like how in Alabama, they're all Coke. People don't say like soda. They'll be like, what kind of Coke do you want? It's just like that. Anyway, sometimes people are snotty about it in our short form comments. They'll be like, that's not a sweater, it's a sweatshirt. And I'll be like, okay, all right. Selkie dress. They've also been in some hot water recently, but I don't think I would ever get rid of this. Do I wear it often? No. But if I ever need it, it's the only one I've got, you know? How embarrassing, it was in the wrong order. Okay. I think I got this and it was like so long. I think it was maybe like a plus size maternity shirt. Anyway, I think I'm gonna put this in the mending pile because it's too, I'll show you. I feel like it makes me look too wide, and I mean that in like a Violet Beauregard circular way. Not that there's anything wrong with being round. I'm obviously a plus size person, but it's like I don't look like myself. You know what I mean? Like, I also, if you didn't know, I am the kind of person who prefers like tight bottom, tight top almost. Actually, sometimes I'll do loose bottoms, tight top. I almost never have big top. I'm not really a big fan of big top, even actually with like sweaters that often. Like I don't want it tight around my hips. I want it to kind of flare out a little bit, but it doesn't fit the way that I want it to. It's also, these buttons are fake, by the way. They're sewn all the way through, which is funny, which is fine. But anyway, I think what I'm gonna try and do is maybe take this in, or maybe if I cut it and like tied it, you see what I'm saying? I don't know. Should we do a video together that's like just mending stuff? By the way, mending is maybe not the right word. It's like mending and upcycling, which I have done before. And that video did pretty well. 2-piece from Nordstrom. Wore this a lot on my honeymoon, actually. Touching it, I do think it's probably polyester, which I don't think is the end of the world. I really don't wear this though. But I do think it's something that I'd be like, let me put it in the box. I think it's something I'd be like, where's that thing? If I did need it. Like if I was going to, I feel like it's good for possibly a wedding. Keena and Tam denim shirt I would never get rid of. Love it so much. I want to see if they'll do another collab with us. Not collab. It was like a gifted post because I wear this all the time. However, we'll get to it in a minute. I don't ever wear the sweater from them, which is not their fault. It's my fault. Big bud press button down. Similarly, I don't wear this super often, but when I want it, I'm like, this is exactly what I want. So yeah, I wore it a lot when I was pregnant. This sweater I never wear. I think I got it for like $3 or possibly got it at the swap. I don't wear it. Going in the box. Skirt. I don't wear this very often. I don't wear it often. And I also like, I know how to make a skirt, but I mean, like, this is something, you know what I mean? If I was gonna go to, actually we are going to like a Catholic, what do they call the Catholic baptism? When they're like firstborn. Is it christening? I'm not Catholic, sorry. We're going to one soon, so that would actually be perfect for that. Another spirit jersey. This one is not sentimental though. My friend Kyle got it for me. I do think it's something that I would later be like, I wish I had that. Here's what I think I'll eventually do is I'm actually gonna have a box of stuff that is for like, for my kid to look through, because every now and then I go to my parents' house and I'll be like, is this a sweater from Disney World from 2001? And they'll be like, yeah, and I'll be like, it's mine now. By the way, it's mine. This is like that because this is from 100 Years of Magic or whatever. And I feel like it's for like 2023. Anyway, what I'm getting at is I don't think I'd ever actually get rid of this. I think I'm gonna make a box that goes in the attic for 20 years. So that my kid can be like, oh my God, I love your vintage, whatever, you know? This shirt has to go in the men pile because I love it so much, but I never wear it because I'll show you. It's a 3X, which was probably my mistake. But I think what it is like the way that I want a t-shirt to fit. I don't like how long this is. Okay, guys, I actually look so cute. But the reason I don't wear this is because it's too long. What I want is for it to end like here, and I kind of want it to be less tight. So I think what I'm gonna do is like cut it with room, add 2 triangle panels on the side so it kind of flares out. And then I think I would wear it all the time. Sorry, I'll hem it actually. Shelly has a cover stitch machine, which I'll put a picture up. Cover stitch, serger. They're different things. If you had like you don't need both for sure. If you had a surgery for a t-shirt, you could definitely serge the bottom and then just fold it up and hem it like normal. But the way that like t-shirts typically come, they are what is called cover stitched on the bottom. So I think I'm gonna do that. Actually, I don't know what color the thread is in her cover stitch, and I'm sure it's so annoying to change. So I probably will serge it and hem it. But this sweater I literally never wear. I had it because when I was working in an office, I thrifted it and kept it at my desk from when I was cold. And it was perfect for that. In the box to be reevaluated. Similarly, don't wear this. Thought I would wear it, got it at the swap. I don't wear it. Lucy Nyack sweater, sweatshirt, pullover, another word. Love it. Spirit jersey, it is, I think, a large. Oh, I cut the tag out. But it's my boy Figment, who you know I love. But it's this weird version of Figment that I don't love. So I'm gonna put it in the box because I think it's something that I would also put in the attic. I made this picture. I made this when I saw Elton John in concert in 2019. I joked that it was the best day of that whole year, even though that was the year I got engaged. But I made it. It's not well made. Don't look at it too much. But I would also never get rid of this. And I've thought about it a couple times, but now I'm like, no, I think I would never get rid of it. I love it so much. But it's supposed to be his Yellow Brick Road jacket. It's not very good. If I ever got the money to buy a really nice pink bomber jacket, I would probably get it. I'd probably remake it better, and even then I'd probably keep this one. Because like, imagine like my like 15-year-old goes to school in this insane weird jacket. That never happened to me because we had uniforms in Alabama, if you didn't know. This is my other Kina and Tam, and I made the mistake of going off of their size chart, and so I got a 4X. But let me show you how it fits, which again, it's just that I personally don't like the way it fits. It is not on them at all. They're a great company. Incredibly high quality. I think that's why their stuff is like on the more expensive side. Sometimes people do this thing with plus size clothes where they just like make the straight size bigger, and that's not what I'm looking for. So I think I'm just gonna take this to the swap because there are a lot of big and tall folks who come to the swap, and so they might like the way it fits, or they can alter it. But I would like to keep it the way it is. But I feel bad because it's such nice quality. But yeah, I don't wear it. These are from our Frog and Toad shoot that we did with our friend Ash. They were actually Felix's. They are something that I also don't reach for a lot, but they're gonna be perfect for like fall time. They probably should get folded with other pants. I don't know why they're hanging up. I don't normally hang pants at all. This is a very fun little kind of sexy, potentially, sweater. It should go with pinks, but it's cute. It's not something I would wear right now because again, it's July, but incredible 80s windbreaker. Would never get rid of it. So fun. Then dress. This is the problem I'm having. I love this dress. It's not the dress's fault. See how I can't really like hang it? It's just like dragging the ground. So I need to like fold it. But what happens is I feel like it looks strange on the hanger. I don't know. What do you guys think? I really don't want to spend money on another closet, but I don't like how like low this one is. Anyway, yay! Good job, team. This is something else, by the way, that brings me immense joy. Don't know. Disney parks do this thing where they make these incredibly complicated popcorn buckets. So he opens in the back and you can eat popcorn out of him. He's never had popcorn in him, but they are always like $30 and they're just molded plastic. But for some reason, something about me loves them so much. So I have a couple of popcorn buckets. Figment's my most favorite. He's out year round. My friend Kyle actually stood in line for 6 hours to buy him for me. Figment! He's on the way, dear! Figment! He's on the way! Level 10 excitement. When I look at him, I'm reminded of how many times I have gone on the Figment ride, like with my family, and like also when I worked at Disney World. And anyway, so I'll never get rid of him. I love him so much. If there was a fire, assuming my family is safe, by the way, if there was a fire, I think I would grab my Figment popcorn bucket and my face bags that are also from the parks. I love them so much. I don't know what it is. Something that's like obnoxious. I love it. They made a Kermit face bag, but my hope and my dream, there's a couple of things on my thrift list in the next like 10 years. That is one of them, along with this Goofy keychain. I think about him every week at least. They got really big during the Labubu craze, and so I know that it has to be dying down, and one day I will thrift him. There's someone selling one on my Facebook Marketplace for $35. Which I'm not doing. I won't pay more than $15. It would be insane to pay more than $15. But I do love him, and one day he'll be mine, and I'll set him right here, and I'll look at him every day, and I'll go, love him, so glad he's here. Anyway, maybe I'll put my claw clips here. We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue. Is it the best way to display them? No, but this is another weird little guy. Hold on, he's dusty. Don't judge him yet. I also have an orange bird somewhere. I let my kiddo play with it when he was like 6 months old, and I don't know where he went. I don't know if you can see me. Let me back up. These were called Park Pals, and I don't know what they were invented for. You were supposed to clip them to like a lanyard, maybe. They don't clip very good, so people lost them all the time. So, okay, don't tell Mickey Mouse. But I stole him. I stole him when I worked at either Rock and Roller Coaster or Guest Relations, and he found me. And he came home with me. And he sits here with my jewelry. And I love him. I love to look at him. And then, yeah, I have an orange bird and a baby Yoda actually somewhere. I don't know where they went. I've purchased one of them legally at the park. I don't remember which one. Actually, maybe I bought Figment. Maybe I stole the other two. Doesn't matter. But I love him. Sorry, I love that annoying purple dragon, okay? No, I'm not sorry. I won't apologize, okay? This, we thrifted. It's for laundry. When we go on vacation. The problem is I always forget about it, so I think what I'm actually gonna do is put it with our packing cubes, and then it'll be with our packing cubes all the time. By the way, these two, I don't want you to see where he goes to school. These two pockets, like 2 pocket folders from the early 2000s, incredibly hard to find. Felix didn't know that, so he brought this one home, even though there was a bunch at the thrift store one time. And I was like, I've been looking for, because they only sell the ones with prongs now at like Walmart and stuff, I don't know why, but I always need these. I hate file folders. Ugh, there's no sides to them. Stuff just falls out. 2 pocket folder, especially like cute one. If I ever come upon Lisa Frank ones, it's on site. I'm gonna buy all of them. But I love them. As like a mostly organized girly, I love them. I am really good about keeping up with my sewing journal. This is something similar where I was like, I debated buying it, and I was like, Felix was like, I really think you'll use it. And I was like, no, you're probably right. Sorry, my cutest spreads have my kid in them. So I like print out pictures. I drew like, hey, this is something I want to change. I drew a little picture about it. I rated the pattern. I wrote down what fabric it was. Like, it also, my only complaint about the sewing journal is it has a spot for thread. And I just like don't, at least the way that I make stuff right now, I don't need a spot for thread. The back of this is blank, by the way, but there's a specific brand. It's cotton and ochre. I want everything they make. If anyone knows them and thinks like maybe they are interested in an influencer sponsored post, let me know. I want some of their sewing labels so bad, and they also recently released a sewing journal. They did a giveaway. I didn't win, but they are planning on selling some, and they like they hand make them. They bookbind them, and it's way more. This only holds 20 projects. It would be way more. It is something that I think I'm going to invest in. They also make sewing labels that are so cute. picture. But anyway, they make stickers, and eventually I'm gonna put in a big order with them because they have really cute sewing stickers. If you have spending money and you're a sewist, please go check them out. I want them to succeed. They're a very small business in, I think, North Carolina. They have like less than 2,200 followers. All right, it's time for the drawers. Sorry, the weird noise you can hear in the background is my son's sound machine because I am watching him on the baby monitor while he takes a nap while I film this. So if the noise is making you too angry, you can just skip this part. This one is the least exciting. If I didn't mention it before, I have 2 dressers because I like to fold stuff. That's a lot of stuff to go through. So this is underwear, bathing suits, and socks. I have 4 bathing suits, and I don't wear bathing suits often enough to need 4. However, I'm keeping 3. So I'm keeping Bucky's. This is actually a maternity swimsuit, and I love it so much. And then I got this one at Old Navy, and I think it's just like okay, but I get so many compliments on it, and it is really comfortable. I'm getting rid of this 2-piece. I have a really cute picture of me in it, but I just never, like if I'm putting on a swimsuit, I almost never reach for this one because while I obviously think I look incredible in a 2-piece, like it's not about my looks. I'm just like never that comfortable in it physically. I feel like I'm always yanking up. I don't know. Even right now, like I'm in this cute little 2-piece set, and I typically, while I like both of these pieces separately, I actually only really wear them together when I'm filming because I think it looks so cute. But I feel like I'm always like fiddling with the 2 pieces. I don't know. So I'm gonna take this to the swap. Does anyone get rid of socks? Like, I just feel like I always keep them and then get more. I think maybe the last closet clean out, I did get rid of some. I am the kind of person who I switch socks like midday all the time. If I step on an ice cube, I'm switching socks. I also, as you saw, I forget to put my house shoes on, but I do put on socks every day. I always have socks on. Anyway, that's why I have so many. Anytime we do laundry, there's so many socks. And Felix also changes their socks a lot. Bras, I am gonna get rid of this one. I never put it on because it's way too tight. I'm eventually gonna make one of these giant star poofs. Anyway, and so I'm saving all of the things like ripped up socks, like things you can't donate. I'm gonna stuff with, I will probably use polyfill as well, but like old clothes that you can't do anything with anyway. I don't wear these. I love the Evelyn Bobby bras. They also give me some of their underwear. I don't wear them. This kind of underwear that's like so thin, I think the idea is like you don't have as much of a panty line. I don't care about having a panty line. I have panties on, it's not a secret. And this is the same one actually. Like this isn't Evelyn Bobby, this is like a knockoff, but this like, I don't even know what it's called. I don't know, I hate it. I want like a nice, thick, cotton, full coverage granny panty. That's all I'm wearing. That's all I'm wearing. Sorry, okay? I'm 32 almost, and it's about comfort for me. The other ones though, they're going in the to be used for poof pile. They're clean underwear, okay? And nobody's gonna open up the poof when I eventually make it. And even if they did, it would be mine. It's for me. So if you think that's weird, sorry. I'm gonna rapid fire these. Silly Goose can go. This is staying. I also need to look more of these up on Depop. Karen Scott, size 1X. Thick, white, cropped. I love everything about it. I don't wear this. And it's a bodysuit. I'll get rid of it. Okay, keep wear this all the time. I never wear this. I'll toss it. I never reach for this, but it's because it's for layering. Let's make a layering pile. This now. Oh god, yeah, I really don't reach for this one because I have my nice one now. It's also weirdly stained. Maybe I'll dye it when I dye my pleasing one and see if I'll wear it more. I need to mend this. I think I'm gonna have to just fully cut the graphic off and put it on a different tee. Girl Watcher Figment. This is actually not official Disney merch. It's someone who reprinted illegally. It was official Disney merch. I'm gonna put it in like the mend pile because I love it, but I never wear it because I feel like it looks weird on me. Also, the graphics fading, so maybe I'll put it on like a bag or like the back of a denim something. What time is it? He's only going to sleep for like 30 minutes. This is one of my favorite shirts of all time. I got it when I went to see Elton John in 2019. But something about it, every time I wear it, it does not matter. I have washed it with like white vinegar on hot many times. The minute I wear this for like maybe like 30 minutes, it starts to smell mildewy. I think it needs to basically sit in vinegar with super hot water and also like borax and washing soda for like the full 30 minutes, then wash it. And people said they had luck with that. My Disney adult's really coming out and being shown in this video because I have so many Disney shirts, and I need you to know that I actually have way less than I used to. Because when you work there, like, people give them to you, and you buy them, and, like, it's so much, and I've actually gotten rid of a ton over the years. Okay, let's just kind of get everybody out. Well, I didn't get rid of anything, really, in that pile, so. These shorts I never wear, they're too short. Look at that, my freaking hoo-ha's out. All of these little weird thrifted, I thought these were actually vintage, but I was finding too many of them, and if you look it up, they're actually just from Amazon. But I thrifted all of them. These I got for free from a brand, from Boogie Bee, who I also have other things from. They are great, except this elastic is way too tight. It drives me insane, so I never wear them. So I'm gonna put these in the mending pile. It would take 10 minutes to take that elastic out and put stretchier elastic in. And I just keep not doing it.
5 hours later.
I still have to do my green dresser, but it is after the baby has gone to sleep, and Felix and I have to get our summer house time in. So you're just gonna get a cute little music time now, and we're gonna watch Summer House, okay? Should I turn this around so everyone can see it? This is from a cute little package I got at the P.O. box, I don't even know, 2 months ago? Frostbeard Studio, Book Lover's Soy Candle. This is Rainy Day Reads. It is quite possibly my favorite candle of all time. This is not sponsored. They're just a sweet pea who owns a business. And I burn this one selectively because I don't want to run out. And I will eventually. Candles are meant to be burned, okay? But I took a break and was burning a Bath & Body Works one that I got. Made a little coffee. What time is it? It's almost 9. I woke up at 6, set an alarm for 6. Today is Sunday. And we are filming, hopefully, the rest of this video today. I blocked it off. No one's supposed to talk to me today. And we are locking in. I woke up at 6 so that I could clean the, like, main area of the house, and I did. In, like, actually just, like, an hour, because it wasn't that bad. But I even made my toddler's bed. Right now, he's still in a phase. I try to not talk too much about things that he's going through, but this is something I think every toddler goes through. He still gets in our bed about halfway through the night. Is it something we could probably deal with to, like, fix? Yeah. I don't need advice, though. I like that he sleeps in our bed. I think it's cute. I like waking up next to him. Today I didn't, though, because I woke up early to get some stuff done. I washed, I think, 3 loads of laundry already. And I forgot to show you guys this, but didn't film it 2-3 weeks ago. We cleaned out our pantry and it looks amazing. Both sides of the pantry, actually. Which, they're not pantries, if you didn't know. I think one of them is supposed to be a TV cabinet from like an old CRT TV for sure. And then one is supposed to be, it has like a rod, like it's supposed to be a freestanding closet. And I guess it probably could be, but that's what we use for like all of our kiddo stuff. It's like his pantry and food prep stuff and like ingredients. So like flour and stuff is on the bottom part. And then the other side is our normal pantry. Today we're mostly focusing on our bedroom. I'm not gonna focus too much on just the general cleaning of it. It's honestly like, as always, it's like, I'm gonna say 60% laundry, another 30% toys and craft supplies, and then 10%, I don't know, random stuff that goes somewhere else. I've not folded any laundry today. I think I'm gonna try and just keep running laundry all day and do laundry pile tonight during our summer house watch of the evening. Here are the goals. Clean room. I actually don't think that part of it is gonna take that long. Organize room, that's gonna be the bulk. Organizing and decluttering, that's gonna be the bulk of our day today. Hopefully I get all that done. We can do the bookshelf, the main green bookshelf, that would be amazing. We gotta get through the toys. I also need to put all of the toys back in our kiddo's closet. He has two sides of his closet basically, and one side used to completely be like toys for the toy rotation. I need to get it down to like maybe 2 tote bins that I can shove in that closet and I'll switch out. Let's do it. I was gonna listen to my second round of Dungeon Crawler Carl, but I think actually I'm gonna turn on another weird influencer video. Actually, I'm kind of behind on my regular vlog, folks, so maybe I'll do that and then we'll find a weird influencer to learn about. So this is where we're starting from. Right. You know, that's all right. Hey, look. My little area we cleaned is still mostly good. This is only out because it's white and I want to do a load of whites. Stuff I'm potentially giving away. Weird table we just had to get rid of. That's the other thing about a bunch of these things is it's like it was out in the world in our home and then it either became a hazard with our kiddo, or we had his birthday party, a bunch of kiddos came over, and we'd be like, oh, you can't stand on that, let's just put it in our room. So yeah, I'm gonna open these windows and then I think we tackle this sort of area first. Look at that. Look at the floor. It's so nice. Loving it. Loving it. That's a rubber band I gotta pick up. So we've got the first like third cleaned out. I started putting the stuff I'm mending in a different box because it was just overflowing into this factor box that I'm gonna label. I took all the empty hangers out of Felix's closet. I'd already taken the ones out of my closet and hung them on our canopy bed, so that later when I hopefully convince Felix to do a closet clean out, we can have all of our extra hangers in one place. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm hungry, so I think I'm gonna make some lunch, eat that really fast, and then get back into it. I also should let my iPad charge for a bit with me not watching it. And then, I don't know. Maybe I'll start all the way at the craft stuff and then come back here and like meet in the middle, or maybe I'll just keep going this way. I don't know. We'll figure it out after we get some brain food. I think I've decided to just keep moving this way. I had to change my shirt because I got pesto on my other shirt. Okay, it happens. I'm just like everyone else. Here's the reason why. Most of this is toys that we will be decluttering together later today, hopefully. So my plan is these toys that are already on the ground, I'm just gonna scooch them in front of Felix's closet. I think sitting on the ground here is like where I'm gonna do the toy decluttering anyway, because so much of what's behind me is actually just toys. As you can see, these ones fell over because we were trying to do, when we were moving this mattress, when we were doing the Jeep bed. That's when this whole side really got fucked up, honestly. Then once I move the toys, it's still more laundry. And then we get into craft supplies that I'll be like, I guess, organizing and decluttering and cleaning all at the same time. That's my plan. Montage time. Let's go. hopefully you can see me. It's our 3 o'clock check-in. When did we start working together? Like 10 a.m.? And then I took like 45 minutes for lunch. So this whole corner is cleaned out. So like more than half the room. I need to switch some more laundry. And then with this last bit, it's what we call Felix's alley. And it comes from, in our apartment 4 years ago, our bed was like almost right up against like a half wall, because it doesn't matter. Our bed was in the living room because we lived in a 1-bedroom and we made the bedroom our office. Anyway, so there was like 1.5 feet of space between Felix's side of the bed and essentially a wall. And that whole space just always got filled with like clothes or snacks or whatever. And so we called it their alley. And I'd be like, oh, your alley's dirty. You know, can you clean your alley? Anyway, and so now we still call it his alley, even though it's like this half of the room. It's like stuff right by the bed is always like Felix's socks and underwear and stuff that you take off. Their laundry hampers in the far corner. Anyway, but to give them a bit more privacy, I'm just going to clean up the alley without you guys. So I'll see you in hopefully less than an hour and we'll start decluttering. There's too much stuff. I will say like, not like a crazy amount, probably just because like we really utilize our buy nothing page. Anything that we get that's like not for us, I try to like pretty quickly get it out of the house. Or, you know, just like especially having a toddler, we kind of like a bunch of us and our toddler friends kind of like swap toys around and stuff. So not even like giving stuff away on buy nothing, but like texting our toddler friends being like, hey, our kiddo hasn't played with this in a while. Did anyone want to turn with it before we like maybe give it away or put it in the attic or whatever. So that kind of stuff I try to keep like kind of rotating in and out. Art supplies is kind of a different entire beast because we go through different phases of like types of like art that we want to make. Right now we're both really into sewing. Felix mostly hand sewing and also doing some machine applique. I've been like fully making clothes for me and for the toddler and every now and then for Felix. So we're mostly working with fabrics right now. But Felix is incredibly talented at like construction paper art. So I don't want to get rid of any construction paper because like sometimes they're like, I don't want to make something weird out of construction paper. I don't know, you know what I mean? So when we declutter our art supplies, rarely are we getting rid of that much. It's almost always like, what do we actually need accessible right now? And what can we kind of put like in the further back part of these horrible, wonderful shelves? So I also really need to sort all of my scraps in my fabrics. I think I want to sort them by color. That would make Felix's applique stuff much easier. And any quilting I wanted to do, like patchworking, also much easier. I think that might be like similar to like a laundry and chat video. Maybe I'll sort scraps and chat with you guys sometime soon. Anyway, yeah, I will see you soon. I'm going to finish the cleaning and then we'll get to the organizing and decluttering. Okay. We have toys we're going to declutter. Mostly empty boxes to sort other things. I do need to deal with the stuff on the bed. This box is fabric. No, this box is stuff I need to mend. This is fabric that I need to sort and put away. Look at that. Look at this. Come on. Come on, come on. Amazing, amazing. Maybe I'll sort toys over here. I don't know. You can probably see the ring light behind me. I'm gonna have some dinner, come back, do some decluttering. I said I wasn't gonna show much cleaning, so that's why I didn't film basically the whole last part. Also, it kind of slows it down and I wanted to like get it done. So sorry if that's your favorite part, but I think you'll like the next part, hopefully also.
1 hour later.
These are all the toys. I think this is literally all of them. I also have 3 empty buckets to put things in. I'm gonna try and be much more discerning than Felix was because he has too many. He has too many. I'm trying to decide if it would be better to break them up by like thing first. Maybe no. I know Felix wants this ironing board. I'm gonna keep, Felix set up like a small things bin. I do need to like go through it, but I think that's a smart idea. I'm gonna call this one stuff we're getting rid of. This was a cool like Montessori thing that our friend found for free, but we have too many things. We're keeping all of the little people things. They're just like in random buckets. So I do have the little people bucket that we have over here. This one might be good for teaching things later. These I do want, but not with toys. Love these, by the way. Love these. A Sweet Pea sent us these when we were pregnant. Love them. They're so cute. I love them, but will he play with them now? Now he kind of plays with like his real Woody and Buzz and Jessie. I think even if I decided not to keep these, it would just be like putting them away for the next kiddo. So yeah, maybe I'll do a next kiddo box. By the way, anything that we don't want, it's either gonna go to our toddler friends, maybe I said this already, or the kids swap that we do, like the kids clothing swap. We also take toys. Oh, he actually really likes this, but there's something stuck in it. I should put this with his kitchen though. Oh yeah, this stuff all goes with this one. There's nothing quite like a kid's toy to make you feel like actually maybe you're stupid. Maybe my kiddo is a genius because I can't even figure out how to do this stuff sometimes. These are keeping but in a rotation. That hasn't happened yet. This bad boy, for sure. These also, why do I have this? I need a bag to put all these guys in. This is so cool. I don't know what we could like store in here though. It doesn't lock very good. Keeping the count. Oh man, he really liked this. He might be a little big for it, but let's keep it for now. Aww. It's so crazy when you find like the little baby stuff. They really, I know they keep saying this, but they really do grow up so fast. All right. Now, this is another container. Bus, definitely keeping. This is like a puzzle with so many pieces. Oh, here's the house. I was looking for you. There's pictures of him and his cousins in here. Hello? Hello. Oh, hey. Vacuum really had a good run. I'm just gonna put it here, and I'll just pick between the cars. Every baby loves a keyboard. You got a keyboard that you don't need? Cut the cord off or get a wireless one. Now, it needs to be supervised because they can pull the keys off sometimes and try to swallow them. But otherwise, supervised toy, huge hit. There's just so many things that I'm like, yeah, we don't need this. Pill container, huge hit. No pills in it. I'm putting puzzle pieces in here. I feel like this is like a trick. It's like that thing where, have you seen the game where people have like a bouncy ball in one hand and an egg in the other? And then like the person playing with them is like, switch, switch, bounce. Or they'll say like egg and you have to throw the egg, and then they say ball and you have to bounce the ball. And then obviously they're trying to get you to bounce the egg, which would be bad because the egg would break. Pretty funny. I kind of want to play, even though I know I'd be really bad at it. Still got a car pile going on. Puzzle pieces. Now is the time to go through bag of teeny tiny things. Box. Oh wait, no, I have one more box. Okay. Chewable remote. We've had this out for a while, like recently, and he never really took to it. And these are so easy to find that I'm gonna give it to other children. And if he later seems like he'd be into it again, they are literally on buy nothing all the time. Now let's go through all of this little stuff. And then that's it. I mean, I need to put the boxes that we're keeping in his room, but I think it's only gonna be 2 boxes. I should jump this out. Yeah. So yeah, I think Felix has the right idea to have this as like stuff that's gonna go in like his restaurant bag is what we call it. It's almost always, most of his life actually been used for like road trips instead of like sitting in a restaurant because we don't go to that many restaurants. But oh, by the way, this we'll never get rid of. Does it need batteries? Has it been on that whole time? Oh no. My sister got this for him around like 1. I cannot more highly recommend it for road trips, for anything. There's a sticky hand in this. Another great thing to have. Little books. Kazoo, also huge hit. Here he is. I told you. I thought we might find him. Felix got this at the bins. Incredible. This is just a crazy glasses case that he always has a fun time with. It goes triangle, and then it can also go, whoa, flat. Okay, so we have stuff for restaurant bag, blocks, and I'm actually gonna put blocks inside of the second bin of stuff we're keeping. Stuff for the next baby, stuff I'm getting rid of, little people stuff. Really good. We're down 2 boxes worth. This one's a little bit overflowing, so that's why, but I don't really need it to be able to shut because I'm gonna show it to our toddler friends first, and then if not, we'll take it to the next kid swap. This is the craft corner, looking much, much better. I've labeled everything. So like, this is my quilt I'm working on. These are my other things I'm working on. This is our mend box. This is all fabric, as well as these two being all fabric. What we're gonna work on this morning is, hopefully I can set it up where all of these like empty boxes can be on the top part of the bunk bed, but also still be able to have all the stuff for the next kid swap on top of the bunk bed. I was hoping to get everything done yesterday. I think that was unrealistic, and I think I knew that when I set that goal, but I feel confident we can finish everything today because all I have left is hopefully clearing out the space in front of our bed, making this look more orderly, washing our sheets, vacuuming really good in here, then our big green bookshelf. Got a couple things up on our buy nothing. Hopefully folks remember to come pick up the things that they said they wanted. Oh, I didn't film it because I just did it in like 10 minutes, but I also reorganized the toys upstairs in Mimi and Papa's house. So that also looks better. Yeah, let's organize this and then we'll see how we feel. Felix is editing, so I'm doing a montage with you, okay? We'll listen to my book. It's our final day together. I did a little bit of kitchen cleaning this morning, just normal stuff, not really part of the decluttering. I didn't feel like doing the hand dishes, so I didn't, but I'll do them later, probably during nap. This is our final task that I really want to get done. I actually don't think this will take super long. What I planned to do was to take everything off the shelves, dust it, put back only the things that I wanted on the shelf. That's not happening. That's not happening. I don't have time because I have to go pick up the kiddo from school in like 30 minutes. And I am starting my birthday week celebrations today. So this is the last thing we're doing. What I'm instead gonna do is take things off the shelf that I am decluttering, getting rid of them. They're not sparking joy, or they don't need to be on the shelf, or I am probably gonna sell a couple of books to the book bin. The Sarah J. Maas Throne of Glass books is a great example. Sarah J. Maas is problematic for a number of reasons. I didn't know that when I started reading her books, and I'm not here to police what other people are doing. I really am not. If you're reading her books and you're having a good time, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I do know that I have seen other people say in other people's comment sections how like when you have the bright colored ACOTAR books like in the background of your videos, similar to what I was talking about with crosses actually, it makes people just like nervous. I think similar to seeing the Harry Potter books or things like that. So, and I actually didn't read the series. I read the first one and it was so boring. People were like, push through. I'm not interested in pushing through. And then I won't get into all of the reasons she's problematic. I'm not here to bum anyone out. But anyway, I'm taking her books off the shelf. I already took the ACOTAR books off the shelf. I don't know if I'll get rid of them, but I don't want to display them. I will say that they are the reason I'm like a reader again, for sure. I read them 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, something like that. And it did remind me why I love reading. And these ones, because I haven't read them anyway, I'm gonna sell them to Bookbin. So, and then I need to display my Dungeon Crawler Carl books beautifully. They're gonna look so beautiful over here. Books I'm getting rid of are ones that I will either definitely not read again, or maybe ones that were gifts. I don't think I'm gonna be getting rid of that many books because, again, like, we're planning on building a library. I do reread books kind of often. Actually, yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I don't think I'm getting rid of that many. But I do need to reorganize them. So we have box to put them in. Also, sorry, I know you can hear the dishwasher. Sorry, I'm a girl whose dishwasher makes noise when it runs. Okay, let's start with these bad boys. Oh, this was my first book journal. I did not keep up with it. Hated this one. Hated it. If you recommended it to me and you liked it, that's so fine. Hated it. Work me birds of a feather. By the way, I'm standing on a bunch of blankets. I don't know if you can tell. Do I look slightly taller? Do I look about 6 blankets taller? I also hated this one. I think I gave it like 2 stars. Okay, the DVDs should go somewhere else. Our friend Kay's book, I haven't read it yet, but it's here. Where you know, Orpheus. All of my Christmas stuff is still out from last Christmas, by the way. One of my favorite books of all time. One of my absolute favorite books of all time. I forgot about this back here. Oh, let me get something to dust with. Oh, okay, these will barely fit here, but they will fit. Oh man, am I not gonna be able to fit the freaking... That's gonna be a real problem. Well, I could put it on the other side, I guess. Oh God, look at them. Look at them. I'll put this mushroom back up. That's holding them. Yeah. There you go, buddy. No one send me any more books and we'll be fine. Okay, other side. This is mostly sentimental, actually. Felix made this. I love her so much. Felix paid a ceramicist to make this. It is a year-round decor at our home. We have so many teeny tiny pictures of us. This is Felix's boutonniere from our wedding. A sweet pea actually brought these weird gold children to the Sunny's house swap. They were like, my roommate hates these, and I love them so much. I would never get rid of them. Maybe I'll put the boutonniere with this creepy child. I used to call this little guy Felix Jr. or Teehee Jr. because I was like, it's so funny that he looks so much like you. And he's got these little things on the side of his head. I think he's supposed to be like a bucket somehow. Anyway, we don't show our kid's face online, but just know he looks actually kind of exactly like this, except blonde. We're supposed to put a picture from our honeymoon in this honeymoon frame, and we just always forget to print one out anytime we're getting pictures printed. But we will one day, because I love this frame. Oh, now you can see the bear better. See? Well, I feel like we got a lot done. Like, a lot done. I did get most of it done on that Sunday. I woke up, like I said, at 6, and then I finished cleaning the room. I think it was like 10 p.m. by the time I like put all the toys away that we decluttered, put sheets back on the bed, kind of got everything cleaned except that stuff that was right in front of our bed. It was like 10:30 by the time I did that. So that is a long day, but I did do most of it all in one day. I did not end up setting up the toy rotation. I just have those 2 buckets of toys, and I'm just gonna swap them out as he seems into other things at his friends' houses. Right now, actually, he just kind of started to seem really interested in the Little People stuff because he saw the Little People house in his closet. So I might be getting all of that stuff out. I don't know. I think part of being a parent is just kind of winging it all the time and trying your best to keep a clean house. I'm so glad that this got done. Will we probably have to do it again together in a few months? Probably. That's just the way that life goes. You know, it works for us to have a mostly clean rest of the house, and our room is the room that suffers. But we are trying to like keep up with a little bit more I don't know. We're always trying out new systems. I think that's what everyone's doing all the time. I did talk a couple of different times in this video about the books that I'm reading. I'm currently rereading Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm on book 3 as of today. But I recently read Prey and Only Friends. Love both of them as well. If you wanted to see what I'm reading, I am on Goodreads and Storygraph and Bookworm. I'll link all 3 of those below. I don't friend anyone that I don't know in real life on Goodreads, but you can like follow me the same way you follow people on Instagram and whatnot. I do friend everyone on Storygraph because I don't know if you can follow people on there. And then Bookworm, I think I have friended most everyone. Maybe not, I don't remember. I like them all for different things. I'm thinking about making a like reading focused Park and Bark video soon. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. I mentioned quite a few small businesses, especially in the closet cleanup portion. I'm gonna link all of them below as well so that they're super easy to follow. Thank you so much for your patience on this video. I filmed this. I think I did most of the filming on like July 26th, July 25th, whatever that Sunday was. And it is gonna come out August 14th. It took so long to edit this. It was 5.5 hours of footage. And it takes longer when I'm adding in like, I don't know, like me and Kyle running with Figment, things like that. So I am really proud of it. But thank you so much for your patience. Whether you're new or old to our channel, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for watching. The world is so scary, but you are so lovely and I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to see more of us, we are on Patreon. Over there we post lots of behind the scenes stuff. We post like unedited short form before it gets edited into only like a minute. We post just like chatty videos of us talking to the camera for like 30 minutes. You know, it's a cute little community and I love being over there and I am so thankful for all of our patrons. Okay, I hope you got lots of good cleaning motivation. I hope you're ready to go kick today's butt and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Enjoy the bloopers, of which there are many. And then, while Felix is actually putting the toddler to bed, what's wrong with my mouth? Oh my god, yeah, they were taking up so much room in my panty drawer and I never wear them. I'll wear no underwear before I put them on. That's not true. Sorry, I lied to you guys. I don't wear underwear. I know it's like cool and sexy or whatever, but that's not really what I'm going for. I actually threw all of the t-shirts on top of this as well because I have too many to fit in my t-shirt drawer. Because I have too many to fit in my t-shirt drawer. I'm more than some silly worm inside your brain.
Scary.
That's actually, I think it should be a Dungeon Crawler Carl thing. If you know, you know.
Oh, I never got that for you.
You did.
When?
You got it at the plus size clothing spot and you said you've been looking for cotton hats. I brought this home to you. And I said, oh, even though it's shaped like,
as like a just.
what up, it's me, your boy.
Okay.
As I'm sure you noticed, I've started. That's probably good, huh? What do you think? How do you feel? Does that feel good? I really hope my phone's recording. It's gonna be really embarrassing if it's not.